floor techniques. In this section, I'll talk about exactly what to do directly after a fall, how to check yourself for injuries after a fall, how to roll onto your knees, what to do if you can't roll onto your knees, and how to move on the floor over any surface in any situation. On the ground, you're falling, you're down. Okay, now what do we do next? We gotta figure out how to get up, right? Okay, so whatever way you fell, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say you fell on your stomach. Okay, here's a story for you. Okay, when I was in the 3rd grade, me and my friend Todd went on a 3-wheeling excursion. And I flew through a ditch and into a tree, to make a long story short, and I broke my left leg really badly, my lower leg. The bones were like this. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't feel anything. So here's what I did. As a young man, I felt a little weird, but I got up. And then I stood on the broken leg like this. Now what do you think happened? The bone went boom right through my leg, out the side here, and it had my complete attention. Here's the point for all of you, okay? If you just fell down, that's a fairly intense experience. Okay, so you're on the ground, right? That's intense. The first thing to do is not immediately race to get up. It's look around and make sure no one saw you.
Especially our kids.
Once you realize you're not embarrassed, then you can take a moment, okay? Here's what you want to do. Check yourself, and this is the most important thing about checking yourself, and I hope everyone can see me, is you're giving yourself 15 to 30 seconds to breathe and let your body orient what's happened, get your adrenaline level down, okay? When I fell down and I didn't feel anything, my body, due to shock, was releasing all kinds of opiate-like endorphins into my system, which are painkillers. So sometimes the worse you've been injured, the less you're going to feel right away. So if you've been hurt badly, don't try to get up right away. Take a minute, okay? Falls happen in every direction, in every different kind of environment, and on every different kind of surface. After a hard fall, if you find yourself in a situation where you can't stand up, here's a few important things to remember. If you've been badly injured and you know you need medical attention right away, your first concern should be to try to move in the direction most likely to get you the help you need. Depending on where you are, that could be a phone, a neighbor's door, or a place to flag someone down for help. If you need urgent medical care, you're better off spending your energy getting it as soon as possible, even if that means crawling, scooting, or pulling yourself to get there. If you're not badly injured, but you can't get back up, you should move towards something nearby that you can use to help you. This section will talk about everything you should do immediately after a fall, what to do if you need help, and what to do if you can't get back up. Falling down is an intense experience for the body. Sometimes we don't know just how badly we're hurt until sometime later on. So no matter where you fall, make sure to take a few moments to just breathe and let your heart rate come down so you can check to see if you're injured. If you feel like you might be hurt, taking yourself through a quick injury check can give you a pretty clear indication of whether or not you have any major injuries and exactly where they are. This is important because if you're hurt, you can decrease the chances of making your injuries worse by changing up the way you move on the ground and how you try to stand back up. If you feel like you might be injured, use this list to quickly check your body before you do anything else. Here's the 8-point injury checklist. You're on the ground, you should check yourself first, and there's a little step-by-step thing you can do. After a fall, if you can't get back up, depending on the severity of your injury, the next move comes down to whether or not you need urgent medical care. If you feel like you might have a major leg fracture, for instance, then your first concern, instead of trying to get up, should be trying to get help right away. Your goal should be to move yourself however you can from where you are to a place where you can get the help you need as soon as possible. If you don't feel like you need urgent medical care after a fall, but you can't get back up, your first move should be to try to find something you can use to help yourself stand up. Depending on your environment, that could be moving to a chair, a table, a door, a fence, or even a toilet seat. But how you're able to move on the ground depends on several different things. The surface that you fell on, whether or not you can get to your knees, your physical condition, and where you may have sustained an injury. Change any one of those factors and it might completely change the way you need to move. Up next, I'll show you 3 ways to move on the ground that you can use in just about any situation.